Okay. Take two for this one. Ow, pulled my hair. So this movie is going to be filled with trigger warnings. If you are trans like me, this movie can hit home. And if you have, parental triggers, like I'm trying to word it right. Abusive parents. While that aspect of it is not 100% shown, there is hints and mentions of it. So, this is a drama/horror movie that is kind of reminiscent of old 80s and 90s horror movies. But at the same time, it also goes into the territory of horror TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Goosebumps, and Big Wolf on Campus and stuff, and slightly Weird Science. And even as they pointed out when they were looking through the IMDb, even actually has Tara in the movie.
She is
from Buffy.
She's like in one scene.
Wait, Danny? I didn't see Danny Tamborelli.
I mean, he's listed as neighbor too, so I'm assuming it would be a very much background character.
And so was the other Pete from Pete and Pete. The fuck?
I mean, the Young Adult Network is very clearly a homage to Nickelodeon. Doesn't surprise me that they got some Nickelodeon alums to be in the background.
Actually, if you think about it, now that I notice it, or now that I think about it, it was the kids with the popsicle and the ice cream. And the one scene with the ice cream man and the questioning popsicles.
How though? Because those clearly, well, then again, I guess very fuzzy TV, it wouldn't be hard to make them look much younger than they are.
I mean, the de-aging in that was really good. But, so, the movie follows the actor from Detective Pikachu. And...
Do you forget his name?
Yes, I do.
Justice Smith.
Okay. So, he plays Owen. And growing up, he is he meets a girl and then ends up not falling for her, but falling in love with the show that she also watches, called The Pink Opaque. A Pink Opaque. And it's basically a Buffy the Vampire type show. They have powers where, the two main characters are synced together. The farther along it goes, the closer they get as, friends. But then things slowly unravel and you feel like reality may not be what reality he thinks it is. She alludes to, actually being the character from the show after she disappears for basically a decade. And that, she finally managed to wake herself up and is trying to wake her up.
And it's never fully made clear which of them is actually aware of the right reality.
So, the whole thing is alluding to, him actually being Isabel.
Which the two main characters from the Pink Opaque are Tara and Isabel.
Yeah. So...
Which, seeing as they got Tara from Buffy, I feel like that is,
right on the nose?
intentional.
You haven't got to her yet.
Nope.
That's gonna be interesting. Anyway, it's one of those that I don't want to say too much of the plot because, you know, with it being Trigger, it's hard to really say.
Speaking of photosensitivity warnings.
Oh yeah.
There was only there were two that were really bad. When he's driving home from the theater, there's going to be a down power line. You're going to want to put your head down for that, because that is a lot. And then after, it's going to show a flashback of Owen seeing the Pink Opaque series finale. Put your head down the second you hear the smoke alarm.
Yeah. Because
that is extremely flashing lights.
But basically, the character's name is Maddie, but she's also Tara, if you want to go based off this plot. She is desperate to show the real reality. That he slowly ignores it. And it gets to a point where, you know, when the final time she tries to show him, he basically pushes her away. And doesn't want to face the reality until it's too late. He slowly starts aging, slowly but rapidly at the same time. And basically, in the process of everything, slowly starts, you know, it's hard to words today.
Honestly, I don't know if we really need to go into the plot. I think the overarching themes are more...
The main theme of the movie is to accept your reality.
It's a coming-of-age movie for the kids who grew up attached to weird media because the media was better than the world around you. And it can be read as either embracing that you're more than this if you want to go with Tara / Maddie and, you know, embracing that there's more out there for you, or
my case,
learning to embrace the reality if you're going with Owen's the one who actually knows. Also, can we talk about the clear Are You Afraid of the Dark homage?
Oh, with
like
him being surrounded by the fire constantly.
There's more. There's got to be more Nickelodeon alums in the writing side of this. There has to be. I just have not been able to find them yet. Keep talking while I'm looking stuff up.
I was trying to see if I noticed anyone.
There's literally only one writing credit, so there's not anything to notice unless you know the name Jane Schoenberg.
Nope. But, produced by Emma Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone was a producer.
I didn't know that going in. But with the trans allegories, it leans heavy into not everyone's reality will match everybody else's.
Yeah.
You have to make what your reality is. Shut up, Discord. You have to learn to accept your reality. And speaking from experience, and, you know, through my support system, it took me a long time to accept who I was. And I honestly feel like I'm better for it. Just to go off on me a little bit, I was a very angry person for a very long time. Was very angry at the world for a lot of things. Most of which was because I'm trans. So it's one of those, the sooner you accept who you are as a person, the sooner you can accept your own personal reality, is basically the theme of the movie.
Also, there's things to indicate both of them being right in their perceptions of reality, and it's never clear who's actually correct, quote unquote, and I'm not sure that it matters which one of them was.
So, this one's hard for me to talk about because of how hard it hits home. So, I don't know how to close this episode out. My brain is jumbled from saying it.
I mean, you completely forgot the entire queerest scene of the movie on the bleachers.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's trying to talk to Maddie, and he's trying to, because he doesn't talk to her much, he just gets the tapes of the show from her. Like, she passes him notes and she leaves the tapes in a dark room at the school.
Yeah.
And he goes and, says he wants to watch it with her again. And she has this whole thing, I don't like guys, right? I like girls. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then, she asks him, well, do you like girls? Do you like guys?
And he goes, I don't know.
Yeah, and very, very asexual moment. I read him / potentially her, depending on whether we're going with Owen or Isabel, as completely asexual. Which I think this movie did a very, very good job at showing a completely non-romantic, non-sexual intimacy. Like, whether it's healthy or not is completely up for debate and up for interpretation, with whether you think that they really were trapped in the show or trapped in, whatever, or whether, it's just garden variety mental disorders and not knowing reality. So it's completely up to interpretation whether that intimacy was healthy or not, but it was definitely there.
Yeah. But I saw my younger self in Owen a lot. Definitely not the asexual part, though. Just to throw myself out there. But I really enjoyed the movie.
It was an A24 film, so I expected it.
So, if you made it this far into the video, like I said, if you are also trans like myself, it will hit home.
It'll hit home for any queer kid or any kid who grew up in the closet or with something different about themselves that they felt like they couldn't hide, so they escaped into media.
Yeah.
Even not necessarily just the trans thing. Like, also, Owen reads is heavily, heavily autistic coded to me. Which I, as someone who very strongly suspects undiagnosed autism and growing up, like, weird and not able to talk to people and never feeling right, and seeing Owen go through the exact same thing, it hits hard for other reasons too, even if you're not necessarily queer.
Yeah. So, I suggest checking it out. It's one of those that'll probably only be in the theater for a couple more weeks. But that's mainly because
I think it's also had a limited theatrical run anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of A24 stuff is more art house stuff that gets
becomes
slower
cult
distribution.
Yeah, and becomes cult classics.
Yeah.
So, check it out. Yeah. And that being said, thank you for watching.